Okay, guys, what is going on with you out there? Just figured I'd drop in. I see a lot of people in the enlisted community kind of going over some top 10 lists, top 10, top 5 campaigns we should do. Just random stuff, top 5, weapons that should be in the game. I've got my own list here. Right, you probably can tell just by looking at the title of the video, but I want to see some engineer love. I do. There's so much stuff they can put in this game as far as engineers are concerned. It's ridiculous, and I think there's a lack of it. Do I know that they're probably going to put some of this stuff in the game later on? Yes, I do. Absolutely. I mean, this is enlisted. This is Gaijin. Gaijin likes making money. People like to complain about him a whole lot, about him having a pay-to-win system. Is it there? Yes. Do I spend money on this game? Yes. I am fully aware. I am able to admit I am a whale in the corporate video game world. But at the end of the day, I'd rather give these guys than EA or Activision money, because these guys at least try to listen, they try to improve their game, and they're giving me a product that I genuinely enjoy. So to that, let's see if they don't, maybe stumble upon this video, look at some of these suggestions that I have, and maybe they'll implement them. I don't know, but, like I've said in some other videos before, I was 12 Bravo in the Army. Did some tours overseas. Not going to get into that. This isn't about that. If you really want to know, find me out on the street. I'm more than willing to tell you all about it. My time in Iraq, my time in Korea, my time in many of the armpits of the world. Anyway, let's get back to this. Going to start off with a very, very simple, easy, basic one. I will be putting pictures of these on screen right now. First one, triple strand concertina wire obstacle. Easy. They already have something like this. Basically just a row of barbed wire, concertina wire. Problem with that I've seen with it is that it's very low to the ground. I do have a little method, the anti-infantry ditch, where you dig a hole, you dig your little trench line, you put your concertina wire on the friendly side. Enemy comes into the trench, they have to jump out of the trench, and they're jumping into the wire, But with triple strand, it'll give it that extra amount of height to where they will not be able to jump over it. Now, if you want to dumb this down to where you can only put 4 of these obstacles down, perfectly fine with that, because as of right now, I think you get 10 of the barbed wire. Right, 10 of the barbed wire. And it's something I think's needed. It'll definitely help out with people jumping over the wire, having to put multiple lines of wire down, things of that nature. Just really making your giant balls of fuck even more fucky, because, concertina wire loves to do that. Tina is a grabby bitch. Is a very grabby bitch. So, on to the next one. The second one I will be attempting to put up here. Dragon's Teeth. Now, I don't think, really, this is kind of a bit more of a pipe dream to me. This is something that I was kind of looking over. I do understand that, your average engineer isn't going to be, carrying 40 tons of fucking cement on his back with a cement mixer or some shit. Put down lines of Dragon's Teeth, stop tanks. Sappers are superhuman as is, but we're still human. But Dragon's Teeth, it's been used in World War II. We've seen it in other video games. They were really more of a time consumer than actually being useful. I know that. I understand that. It's where we get super heavy tanks from the American side from. But, wouldn't mind seeing, some Dragon's Teeth implemented, even if it's just, like map decorations or something. Give me a fort. Fort Schmerzen, Medal of Honor. You guys, I'm sure you remember that. A lot of dragon teeth in there. So now we're going to start getting into some fun stuff. Up here, we're going to be putting The 11-row concertina wire obstacle. Yes, I have talked about this before in other videos. 11 rows. If you've ever done an 11 row, you know how tiring that son of a bitch can be. It's a workout. It's a workout and a half. Like, whatever gym day you thought you needed if you're doing an 11-row obstacle, as long as you get the right kind of log, don't even worry about it, because, you know, leg day, arm day, it's everything day when you're doing an 11-row. I have actually done an 11-row in Korea. We actually did it because we had a tank commander think that he could actually go over the 11-row. And there's actually a log that you put in between, I believe it is row 5 and 6 of the 11-row. And it's supposed to be a big log. We're talking like basically a tree. Right? You cut down a tree out in the forest and you put it in there. And the Zem 1 actually got through the first 5 rows. But as soon as he tried to climb over that log, it was done. He was stuck. He could not back up, could not go forward. It was cooked. Alright? And all because this motherfucker wanted to place a bet. You know, oh yeah, big tank. You know, if you ever hear me say tankers are stupid, that's part of the reason why I say tankers are stupid. Side note, if you've ever done a mine clearing lane with tankers, then you know exactly how stupid they are. You just put the flag lane to mark the lanes. Tankers go, oh, engineers said follow the flags, make sure they're on the right side, they're over there, fucking go. And then they just blaze on through, right? But hey, they're all good, you know, in certain conditions. But yes, definitely an 11-row. Sure, you've seen some of the pictures I've put up there. It's pretty good. Definitely a workout though, for sure. Another one is a bit of a novelty. Never did one. I've heard stories of people doing these, and typically the only time I ever hear of people actually successfully pulling this off is when German engineers do it in Germany at Grafenwehr, are, you know, one of those lovely, lovely places of the world. Yeah, the Abatiste. Now, this isn't so much an obstacle you can build as opposed to using the terrain to essentially cut off certain access routes, because as you've seen probably in the pictures that I've put up before this, that with an Abatiste, essentially what you're doing is you're in a forested area, you know, you have your road, and you're just placing charges on the trees. Got to have right kind of trees, you know, things like that. But I mean, it'd be kind of good for some, I guess you could say, Levolution type stuff. I know they do some of the terrain morphing, as you can see here in the back with the shovel that I like to do with the anti-tank ditch. But you know, just certain things like that, yeah, I think would be definitely cool with that. So now we're not just gonna, you know, oh, just obstacles. No. Now we're kind of getting into what I feel should already be in the game. I mean, it's a game about World War II, has Normandy, and what's one of the first things you think of when you think Normandy and June 6th? You think Bangalore torpedoes, easily. Bangalore torpedoes, we still use them today. Guys, I know there's a path, you know, if you're playing as the Americans on both the left and the right sides, where if you know where you're looking, you can actually breach the seawall with det packs. There should be a whole lot more in there. I know there's a whole lot more in there as far as the application of Bangalore torpedoes. But definitely you could have the Bangalores in there as a quick way to just clear out obstacles. Don't know exactly how you do it yet. Could have maybe a timer, you know, when you place it down, kind of like when you're with the engineer and you're hammering away. You kind of sit there, you'll take out your Bangalore, it'll place the ghost image of where it's at, so that way you can set it up in the wire, and you just kind of place it, and then you pull the initiator, right? Your little detonator right there, and 5 seconds from that, any obstacles that are in its path, it's gone. I'm talking concertina wire obstacles. I'm talking even the tank traps. The tank traps right now I feel are kind of a little overpowered. Definitely, for sure. I understand Czech hedgehogs are just massive fucking like slabs of I-beams just welded together, and they're meant to stop tanks. I fully understand that, believe me. But with the way they're kind of implemented in the game, yeah, you still have to get out. You can't destroy these things. You could drop a 5,000 pound bomb on this fucking thing, and it's just gonna stare at you like you got a dick on your forehead. It's kind of comical just seeing how much punishment some of those anti-tank traps can take. There's been multiple times, and don't get me wrong, I do find it funny. Sitting there, you have your Sherman Firefly roll up, and he's just sitting there pounding away with his cannon at the tank trap, and it's like, dude, that tank trap ain't gonna move. You're gonna need to get out and physically remove it. And I think allowing Bangalore torpedoes to act as kind of that, I guess you could say, that breaching tool to allow the tankers to actually get through would actually help a lot. Because I'm sure there's some tankers out there, after I just called them dumb, that would really fucking appreciate, having, a little old sapper me run the fuck up in front of them, clear that route for them so that way they can spread their hate and discontent in their Sherman Firefly, just mowing down people with 50 cals or the Browning 30 cal coax or what have you. One of the last things that I want to touch on as far as obstacles, I forget exactly what it is. It's a Finnish one that they used in the Winter War. Basically, they would take the logs of these trees and they would just ski down, like ballsy as fuck. These Finns ski down next to these Russians with these logs in hand, and they just throw them in the fucking cogwheels. I forget what that tactic or strategy is called. I'll try and probably throw up some stuff up there right now to kind of demonstrate. But, everyone keeps talking about wanting to put a Winter War in here. I'd like to see a Winter War campaign for sure. Definitely would be good. So, definitely going to fix that. So, future me, don't forget to edit that in. Alright? That's your one job. If you fuck it up, I will find you and I will spray you with chem light fluid and have you run naked in downtown LA. Alright? Now that that's out the way, let me know. There's so much that they could do with engineers in general. Like, it's insane. We're talking, eventually maybe putting cratering charges in the game, and even stuff like with things that were around in World War II that they did. There are things that we still use in the military with that shit today, and the reason we use it is because it just works. And when it just works, you're gonna fucking use it. I know I'm a lyrical fucking genius over here. I'm like the next Eminem for Enlisted or something. I don't know. But, that's just kind of my thoughts. I think the runtime on this has definitely gone long enough. So, let me know what you guys think. Good ideas, bad ideas. Maybe I missed something. Maybe there's an obstacle out there that you know of that I didn't touch on. If so, let me know. Definitely want to see some more shit as far as engineers breaching, all that shit. Definitely breaching. So, with that, I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Laters.